Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I don't need explaining this to you. I just always remind people this is not an exact science. So just remember that. You know how this works. So we're going to talk to your uncle today. Oh, this camera looks really grainy and dark. It's super foggy here this morning. Super dark, super foggy. It even looks like that in here. Or maybe that's my fog in my head. Love you. Anyway. Okay. He's looking down on you just like he is in that picture. He's showing the same image, his eyes are full of love. Same image, looking down on you with like so much love. And he's showing like when you were a little girl. And I always ask him, don't show things when they're too young that they can't remember. They're not going to remember. And you look way too little, that maybe there's a picture of it or something, where he's got his finger and he's holding it down, and you got your hand wrapped around his finger and you're toddling along. So there's no way you're going to remember that, but this is a memory for him. So it's not like he's validating himself with it. But because he loved you so much. He just thought you were the sweetest little thing. He said, just like a puppy. It's so cute when you were little and then you grew up. He doesn't mean you're ugly now or anything. He says he's talking about the ornery part. The ornery part. Not the looks part. A friend of mine told me about my son one time. He says, your son's just like a puppy. And I say, why? He says, because he leaves a mess behind him wherever he goes. Because my son would go work in his garage and just leave shit all over the place. But he's not talking about that. He's talking about then you grew up, and he's laughing. He said you were pretty ornery, like teenage years. Or at least when you were, yeah, at least when you got to be a teenager. He said you were kind of ornery. He's slapping his knee and laughing. He said he likes your spunk. He really likes your spunk. You're a beautiful person. You care a lot about each other. You care a lot about others. A lot. But you kind of keep a shell around you where you try to keep people from hurting you, because you can be an easy target. You've been dinged pretty hard in the past. So now if you keep this shell around you, you're thinking they can't get you again. He says it's lonely in that shell. That by putting up that shell, that you're keeping good stuff from coming into. And it's like a really, really hard eggshell is what he's showing. And I'm sure you know about protection bubbles, and that's what it looks like. So you probably have a protection bubble around you. I went to a meditation thing one time, and we all laid down on the floor. And when we got done with the meditation, got up, and the lady next to me, who I didn't know, said, wow, you have a really good protection bubble around you. I said, how do you know? And she says, I could feel it. It was like pushing up against it, and I couldn't even get this close to you. I didn't want her any closer. I don't want some strange lady next to me on the mat. So it's kind of like that. Like, so you're also keeping good shit out. So, and I know you probably know about protection bubbles and stuff. Go to YouTube. Tons of free stuff. Don't pay anybody for any of that crap. I don't mentally do mine. I just expect it to be there, and then I get zapped every so often, especially if I go to a paranormal thing. But sometimes when I would think about it, I would use one that was like a screen instead of a big, heavy, solid wall that nobody can penetrate. Nobody. Not just a spirit energy type stuff, but a screen. But only love can come in and only love can go out. So you can set up all kinds of rules for your bubble. Again, he's tapping on it. He says yours is really hard. You got to let the good stuff in. So, you know, when I get in a really tight situation, then he's wanting me to explain it more. Get in a tight situation, I might use steel. What else have I used? Mirrors. Mirror bubble is when I'm just out of desperation. I don't ever like to use a mirror ball because their hate and their daggers hit it and it bounces. It, you know, it goes blah. More coffee, and it bounces back to them. They already have enough hate. They don't need any more. They don't need it back. I don't want it, but they don't need it. So be careful what kind of a shield you use, and use your imagination. Pink one for love, green one for healing. I'll walk down the river. You can do this. I'll do my woo-woo walk, I call it, by the river, and I'll see somebody sitting there, and I can just, because I'm such a strong empath, I can just feel their pain, their hurt. So I'll put a pink bubble around them, shoot them red hearts, put a pink blanket around them. The intent of the energy is what does it. So experiment, but you need to remove the hard one at least sometimes. Sometimes when things are really bad and there's a certain person that lives around me that's pretty harsh, I'll put up a freaking big ass steel wall between us. You're not doing this to me. I did that on a motorcycle ride. It was the best experience of my life. The most spiritual ride that I've ever had. But I put up that wall between us because I was riding instead of driving my own bike, my own Harley. I'm old. I gave up my Harley. Okay, so he's giving me the smell of smoke, and smells more like cigarette smoke, not 100% sure. And I know a lot of them use cigarette smoke, so it might be hard to differentiate who it is. But you'll get a little whiff of cigarette smoke, and you know, store, car, outside, whatever. Doesn't matter where you're at. Validate him. Let him know. Tell him you love him. Ask him to come out. I was going to say, and I'm sure you've heard this, and what was he good at here? If you need help with something like that, you know, call on him. He's more than willing to help. He says basically support, not really as a guard or protector, just kind of like a shoulder, like a strong male presence. He's calling himself Big Daddy. I don't know. Did he kind of, was he more than an uncle to you? He just called himself Big Daddy. He says things are going to be okay for you, but you need to start believing that more. And he's showing things kind of like rippling, like rippling. It's not like I feel like it's like really hard and stressful, but it's kind of up and down. Oh, I used to tell my friends all the time, I'm on my roller coaster. Look out. I feel a very extremely strong presence. And they like to come in behind my right shoulder. So you'll be feeling that. Know that when he pops into your head, when you feel that, he's going to know. We can talk telepathically. I think you know that. Something about an ironing board. Does anybody even use an ironing board anymore? Ironing board, but it's like, I don't know. It's not tall. It's not like the ones that you usually stand at. It's more like a tabletop ironing board or something. It's got little short legs. I don't know if you just iron something on your table, or I don't even know where my iron is. If I need something ironed really, really well, I take it to my mom. She's old school. The ironing. He says you're a beautiful person. Couldn't be any more proud of you. Something about rock gut. Rock gut? Did you drink some nasty bourbon or something? And so I'm not sure what he means by rock gut, but either you drank some nasty alcohol, like I did the other day, my friend got us a shot, or you're having trouble with your stomach. I know that's kind of two separate things, but I'm not sure where he's going with that. I wish they would always explain their comments. Okay, now I'm getting the high-pitched ringing in my left ear, which is usually where I get the ringing. Well, I have tinnitus. Both my ears ring all the time, but this is different. This is like full, and it's a higher pitch, and it's only one ear. That's somebody trying to get your attention. So it doesn't have to be your left ear. That's just the way mine works. It's getting stronger. It's not going up real high, so it's the higher the pitch and the louder it is, the higher, for me anyway. It's like the archangels, angels, somebody up there higher trying to get my attention. This was a little bit lower pitch, so it's somebody a little lower vibration. So know when you get that, he's trying to get your attention. And when that happens, stop whatever you're doing if you can and just go, okay. Look around or ask them, why are you trying to get my attention? What? Or your vibration's too high, I can't understand you. You kind of slowed to a dull roar. But it's still, this isn't my tinnitus. So anyway, keeps pulling my eyes to my calendar here, and I have an appointment to get my lashes done, redone, get them touched up next week. So I don't know if you've just done this, or you thought about doing that, or you think you would like doing that. Not sure where he's going with that. I love it. It's easy, a little expensive. He says go splurge. He says your needs will always be met. Again, he's like living in fear, which is part of that bubble. Kind of the same thing. Don't live in fear. Don't live in fear about what might be. It's not here yet. It's you're afraid of something that doesn't even exist yet, but you will bring it into existence if you keep fearing it. It's law of attraction, works 100% 100% of the time. You probably know of law of attraction. If you don't, go Google it. It's like a magnet. Whatever you sit there and think about, whether it's being afraid, being happy, if you're happy, you see the people that are drawn to you like a moth to a flame. If you're afraid, you get that type of energy. You get those type of people that'll sit and huddle with you. So I'm not exactly sure where yours is, but something about it, like afraid of the future, or afraid you won't have enough, or afraid. See if he's going to elaborate. Afraid that if you let it out of your hand, that you won't get it back. No, that's not quite right. He said, yes, it is. No, well, I don't think we explained it right, though. Afraid that if you go spend the money on the lashes, let's say, that you won't get money to replace it. Yes, you will. So if you ever watch groups of people, and I always sit and watch people, and sometimes it creeps them out. They go, why is that lady staring at us? Because I can feel them, I can read them, and you notice the same type of people hang out together because they like the same type of energy. So, and that goes my ear again. If you don't like the energy of the people around you, change your energy. You'll attract something else. Okay. I don't know why he's wanting me to preach to you. You're an awesome person. He's wanting to give you pointers, though. It's just like I went into Walmart one time and I was in a bad mood. I had a scowl on my face, and it was so obvious. Everybody I walked by would go, and they'd walk way around me. They'd put their head down because they didn't want to meet my eyes, and it was really ugly. And I thought, wow, this is bad. Am I really putting off that kind of energy? Whoa! Went out the door, changed my attitude, opened up, came back in. People walked by me and smiled. Hi, how you doing? That's a pretty blouse you have on. Love your hair. It was like total flip-flop. I don't remember to do it, but it was just like, it was my experiment. And I thought, wow, I can't be that freaking ugly and dark, and it's that energy. You attract that. Or push it away. If you have that kind of energy, you push stuff away. Because nobody wants to be around ugly. And believe me, when I get like that, they run. I don't know why he's preaching to you. He says I'm not preaching. I love her. I want her to open up. So if you need help opening up or with the bubble, call on him. You've got a whole freaking team around you. Seems like everybody we've talked to, that you've had me talk to, has a different pointer or a different aspect, that may not be the right word, that they can help you do things. Make a list. Make a list. The ones that you've had a reading from, what would that one be good at? What would that one be good at to help you? What would that one be good at? So when you come across those situations, you go, I'm going to call on that one because that's the one that would have been good at you. And, you know, if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in here, don't call on Uncle Joe for financial advice. Same goes with all of them. Don't, if they made a mess of something here, don't call on them to help you with that shit here because they don't get it. You'd think we'd be all knowing when we get up there, wouldn't you? He's singing, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I don't know if this is something he used to sing to you when you were little, but he's wanting you to do it now. I do it to my girlfriend who cooks the place I go to. And if she's in a really bad mood, I'll just go back behind the bar and go to the little window and I'll start singing that song. And I'll tell her, I sing really horrible, but I'm not going to quit until you clap your hands. And then we're going to stomp our feet. And I'm going to go play it on the jukebox if you don't get busy. And she'll growl at me for a minute and then she has to start laughing. So do that for yourself. Or maybe do it for somebody else like that. I'm not sure why he's wanting me to tell that story. Now he's going to clap your hands, stomp your feet, click, click. I don't remember this part, and I can't snap. He's wanting you to do that song for yourself more than anything. Now he's going. Did he do some little annoying thing like that when he was here? Because he hasn't really validated himself that I know of. He says you have enough knowing this kind of stuff, but again, you're hiding in your bubble. You're hiding in your bubble. He says, stop it. Open that bubble up. Don't take it off. Just change it to something a little lighter, brighter. Okay, I don't know if we've ever talked about crystals, and I don't know too much about them, but I've been told over and over and over I'm supposed to work with them. Never could feel them. My medium Reiki healer, can't tell it's a pyramid. It's a little pyramid. It's the, I forgot the name. It's a clear quartz. But it's got special little doodads in it. Anyway, it's the most powerful one that I've ever had. Maybe you can see it against my shirt. I can set this in front of me, but she tuned it. And she's one hell of a Reiki master healer. And I go to her once a month. She's my friend. So he kept drawing my attention to it, and I kept playing with it and feeling it. He says you need this, though. Don't ask me what it is. It's the black one. I can't remember their names. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, yes, I cussed on my video. It's the one that protects you against negativity, against negative energy type shit. Whatever. He says you need that more than this is my big one. And it's the same thing. It's just got more of it in there. I'll think of the name here in a minute. Anyway, you can Google that. Um, well, crap, Rhonda. I'm getting old. It's tourmaline. I don't know what the hell I did before Google came along. He wants you to get some tourmaline. And I'm sure you know how to put them out under the full moon, cleanse them, all that stuff. So, and it's just a little piece. And it doesn't have to be a big piece. I always pick the imperfect ones because they're the ones that don't get picked. Everybody wants the perfect ones. I pick the imperfect ones because I'm imperfect. And if nobody would ever pick me if I waited for them to pick the perfect one. So I always pick the ones with the boo-boos in them because they need a home too. And they love me. Okay, this song by Little Big Town called The Wine, the Beer, the Whiskey or something like that. Go play that. For some reason it's just going through my head, unless they're chirping at me. I don't think they're chirping at me. So go play that song. Something in there for you. He's shuffling his feet. Like shuffling his feet. I don't know if he did this towards the end. I don't feel like he was elderly when he left. So know that if you hear the feet shuffling, that's him. He says you're not scared of him. Shuffling the feet on the floor, but it's more like he's got like house shoes on than work boots. So that's a different noise. So just I love you very much. He wants to pinch your cheek. Cute little cheek. Cute little bug. So maybe he's finally validating himself. Maybe he did that when you were little. He's ready to stand right beside you. If nothing else, if you get where you feel like you just need somebody standing beside you, just call him and he'll just stand there, not say anything or do anything. Just give you some of his energy, his strength. I don't really feel like he's there for strength. I don't know what word to use. Just support. So you're not alone. So now he's standing here and he puts his arm around here and he puts his arm behind me, puts his hand on my shoulder like that. So you know how that works. You should feel that. Just call on him if you just need somebody just to stand there. Sometimes they don't have to say a word, just the energy alone is all you need. Okay, he's poking on me. I don't know if he's talking about me or you, but it's like the lower right side of the back, almost to the side. I don't know if that's is that where the kidneys are? He's pushing on me on the right side, on the back. I'm not going to stand it. So usually when they do it to me, it's for you. If they do it to me during a reading, so always. All right. So I don't know, it's like kidneys or whatever. Anyway, don't know if you've been having a ache or pain there or something. I don't think he's the one to call on to help heal it. Of course, Archangel Raphael, that's the healing archangel. Green is for healing. Green bubble if you're having a problem. Well, I should remember that, shouldn't I? I don't do it to myself. Okay. With that, he's going to leave. He's pushing on that spot again. He's pushing on that spot. Okay, much love to you, my dear. I'll get to the other one maybe tomorrow. I just been kind of spacing them out. Okay. He's skipping as he leaves now. I would not expect him to be skipping, but he's actually skipping as he leaves. He says, put a little spring in your step. Put some spring in your step. Make that energy bounce as he's skipping. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you very much. Love you bunches. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.